Dada! Over the line! Get the honey! Get the honey!
It is just as I wished.
That's a lot of fish.
Mongo only pawn in game of life.
All right. Hey there, everybody. This is me, Mongo, from Mongo's Big Thinks. Hopefully, you're all doing well. Today is a very fun little day here. I've had a pretty decent day down here in my part of California. It's actually nice. It was a little warmer today. It was probably mid-70s, low 80s at some points. But it's been nice. It's been nice. I was busy day, surprisingly busy day for a Sunday for me. Did a lot of rearranging, emptying out garages, installing some new, actually quite a few new cabinet doors, all that kind of stuff, all that good stuff. But anyhow, folks, if you took a look, hopefully that little mishmash of various clips at the beginning of the little stream here actually appeared semi-coherent for you, because today is a very fun little day. For me, it is Sunday, and it is, more importantly, movie nights with Mongo. Let's put that overlay up. Look at that. I love this. I love this picture here. If you know me, I'm a chill dude. And I love watching movies here and there. Not every movie, but there's quite a few movies that tickle my fancy and get me going, so to speak. And here we have a nice little picture of me watching, well, not me watching Godzilla, but, you know, I'm watching Godzilla in the background, you know, off screen. And then I got a little Godzilla toy and all that fun stuff. But anyhow, you didn't come here just for me. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. We got a nice little pinned comment there. You know, it's a nice chill stream. It's a fun little stream. If you want to contribute, you want to add to the conversation, just comment below with your whatever shows, whatever movies, whatever cartoons or other things you've been watching lately. And hopefully we'll be able to talk about some of those as well. But anyhow, folks, tonight I am joined by some wonderful people. I'm going to bring this guy up first. He's a very nice fellow. You may be familiar with him. He's a returning guest here. And he is quite the nice guy. He's funny. He makes me laugh. What else is there to know? And let's see here. I'm going to bring him in right now. He is J.W. Accent. Hey there, Jay.
Wait, I'm all those things? Oh, you make me cry.
Well,
thank you,
well, that's
Mongo.
what I say right now. But
yeah, just wait till you hear the things he says behind my back.
All righty. And then next up here, we have a newcomer to this channel. Now, I've been watching him for a bit of a while here, maybe a week or two. He's got a really nice little channel here on YouTube. You may know him as YetiCast, so let's bring him on in here. How you doing, YetiCast?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Next up here, we got a returning guest here. Very nice person. Y'all know her. Y'all love her. Y'all know that she is able to read a book lickety-split. Rain or shine, this is AFK Bard.
Hey, howdy. Thanks for having me here. Yeah. You got my voice tonight.
So we have another person here. This is a really great person. You may know him. from a very special movie here. He was a really great star in this movie. If you follow him on Twitter, you follow him on YouTube, you know this guy, you love him. Here, let me play a little clip to introduce him here.
That's a lot of fish.
And that is Mr. Happy Dino 8000.
I played Godzilla in 1998 and wear this costume to cover my shame. Okay, just leaving that out there in case you were confused.
It is great having you. It's great seeing you here. Happy Dino. How you doing, man?
I'm doing dynamite. He's my friend.
Dynamite.
You can't sue me, JJ Walker. I changed up the spelling.
All right. Oh, that's a little peek behind the curtain there. That's a little StreamYard thing. Now, folks, today is movie nights with Mongo. Now, we're going to go, this is just a chill roundtable discussion here. We're just going to start off with some introductions. And as we're kind of introducing ourselves, I'll be down in the chat. I'll be putting some links to some YouTubes, to some other things here and there. And we'll kind of continue from there. So we'll start with one of our newcomers here, YetiCast. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and some of the stuff that you're working on, or, whatever you want to tell us.
I basically just I roast movies and do analysis on them. The last one I did was on Starship Troopers. And I just try to, make people laugh and look a little bit deeper into the movies. And right now I'm working on a Dungeons and Dragons one. I put up a poll, and that's what people voted for.
Oh,
so I've been having to watch that.
You mean the Tentacleer movie?
Sorry?
You mean the Tentacleer movie with Jeremy Irons?
Oh no! Okay, so this is the third because I could not watch the first and second. It was just so bad.
I sat through the first and second. Actually, I sat through the first one. First one. It's like one thing in there. Actually, I kept laughing the entire movie for the most part. Really, what are we doing to get in these damn scrolls? Why it's like one of the Jeremy Irons being like, yes. Yes, he's controlling. Yes, you don't like that, do you? Good. The dragon will be controlled. Kill it. Kill the dragon.
It's got an Oscar-worthy performance in that one. Oh man, it's glorious.
Like one thing with blue-lipped guy where he's like, kill them all.
Yeah.
If you fail me, I'll kill you painfully. But he doesn't kill a single one of his guards.
Go ahead, sorry.
The third one isn't nearly as bad as that, or as glorious.
Oh.
I love those B movies where it's so bad it's good, like Flash,
Yeah, make B movies fun again.
Oh yeah.
Well, the next movie I'm doing is Mortal Kombat, because that's what everybody voted for. So that should be a good one.
Yes.
I'm thinking if they made that movie now as a Paul W. Anderson, you try to cram his wife in there somewhere.
Oh, he definitely would.
He basically give what's his name? You give Liu Kang a sex change, basically make Mila Jovovich.
Oh.
Well, they're turning his first one. Like the only good movie he's done. What is Event Horizon? They're turning that into a TV show.
Whoa! What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
that's
that
one
movie.
Yeah, that's one I'm actually pretty excited about. They lost all the original film too, because the way they stored it just got all damaged. So,
no.
Yeah, there's never going to be any of the remake stuff or enhancing the footage for 4K. It's what there is what you got. They lost it all.
Wow.
Like reminds me of like the old Universal monster films because like back then they did not think about special features being a thing.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
like one thing. I think it was like I believe it was Son of Frankenstein, where they had like Bela Lugosi dub over Frankenstein.
Wow.
He's like yes, that's I Frankenstein. I'm now the monster. That's terrible.
Now, a quick question for you guys on the panel here. Are you guys able to see the YouTube comments in this in the StreamYards window?
No,
here?
not there.
No.
I'm having to like try to flip back and forth, and
Yeah, it's not loading.
YouTube it's like several seconds
Okay,
behind. It's
so-
really weird.
It says YouTube.
Yeah,
doesn't
okay.
support
So
comments
what we're
with
gonna
edit
do
video.
here.
What?
So what
Oh,
we're
that's a
going to
different
do
thing. Never
here, so
mind.
I'm having the same issues here. It says YouTube. Now, as I'm trying to post this onto, through StreamYards, it's saying YouTube does not support comments on private videos. So what I'm going to do here, folks, is I'm going to leave the studio. I'm going to, we're going to leave. I'm going to remove everyone from here. I'm going to see if I can fix that. We're going to go back into
Okay.
the darkness, people, back into the darkness, and we'll jump
Okay.
back in and probably, hopefully a few minutes.
Into the darkness with you.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've come.
Huzzah! It is done. I can see it now.
At last, I can see the light, and it
Oh,
is.
this is much more convenient.
All right, I got some snacks.
That was interesting
Wait,
there
what?
because basically I had on StreamYards, this was set to private, but then on YouTube I had it set to, of course, public. So I had to just simple fix there, folks. Just had to leave the studio and just do it.
Oh, do we have to do
Really
that
easy.
too? Because it's still not showing up.
It's not showing up for you.
No.
Give it a second. Maybe refresh your browser, maybe.
Okay, I'll give that a shot.
I'll try.
'Cause now I am seeing some really good stuff here. Oh. Yeah, I'm seeing the Gilk Man. Nice to have Gilk Man here. Gilk Man, Jeremy 5. Let's see.
Chomp,
we got
chomp, Gilk
Joyce,
man,
Joyce
Andrew, how
Goss.
dare you?
Joyce Gauss. And let me see here. I'm gonna add. Okay, so right before we get back into everybody. Okay, here's YetiCast.
Hey.
All right, how's it looking for you, YetiCast?
Yeah, I can see it. I just don't think I can type in it.
Wonderful. Yes, that is the thing. Yeah, when you're a guest, you cannot, at least for me, something I found, you can't really type into the comments unless you have the YouTube browser open. And here we have AFK.
Okay.
All right. It loaded for me. I can see.
And here we have J accent, the dweebus. Yeah, he's a dweeb. He's a dweeb, but he's a
The
good
dweeb,
dweeb.
the dweebus.
And we have a nice special guest here.
The Dweemus. Dweebus.
So we have a special guest here. This is going to be his first time on this channel. This might be one of the first experiences he has with live streaming. So give it up for Theme Park Casual.
Yay!
Hi guys.
Hey.
Hello, nice to have you,
I've been
Theme
in-
Park.
actually,
How
I've
you
been in-
doing?
Mark.
What you doing in a place like this?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mongo.
Oh yeah, no problem. I was stoked to have you. Well, to hear that you were, good to come on. I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, like I said, first time on a live stream, so be gentle, everybody.
Yeah, first time for me too.
I'm petting the mic right now.
Oh, look at this. We have some other people down here in the chat. We have the Price of Reason. Nice to see you there. Nice to see you, Price of Reason. We got Sci-Fi for Me TV. I like how that sounds. I like saying
That's
that.
awesome.
Sci-Fi for Me TV. Rolls off the tongue, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Glad to have you here. Let me make sure I say your last name right. Joyce Goss. Joyce Goss. Joyce Goss. Of course, we got Thomas Gilkey, the Gilk Man. All right. So we already kind of went through an introduction for YetiCast. Let me make sure. Yeah, here is his YouTube. You can find it with the link there.
Oh, thanks.
Here is a link to his Twitter page. I got a nice little Word document open here on the side with all the links to the various channels and Twitter pages and some other things too. But okay, so we talked about YetiCast introduced himself. Happy Dino, how about you introduce yourself? Tell us a little about yourself and what you do here.
Well, I am Happy Dinosaur 8000. I am a time traveler, emotional support dinosaur, movie critic, and also I do movie reviews on my YouTube channel, Happy Dinosaur 8000. People often compliment my Twitter, mainly because I often check on people, but for like the past year, I've been kind of busy, so I've kind of been doing it slightly less. But tomorrow, or this week, I'm actually going to be a lot freer to do stuff, so.
Ooh, that's good. Oh, now you telling me, I was hearing, how's the anime going? How's the anime stuff going?
Well, I've been kind of busy with like some like real life IRL stuff. Errands here, errands there, errands there. I'm gonna take care of my dad with the memory issue. So.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
No, it's not too bad. I may help him take care of himself. It hasn't gone completely terrible for him yet. But there's just certain things he has trouble with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand you there. I feel that. Let's see here. But yeah, personally, I really enjoy watching his channel. He's a really great guy. Happy Dino. He's
and I assure you there is no drama.
He's a really great guy to interact with on Twitter. So I'm going to put your Twitter page down in the chat here.
That's kind of what I was actually. I actually have 300 people following me on Twitter. Then I said something. I'm not sure what I said to make them unfollow me, but now I'm back to 298 or something. I think.
I find that weird. Every time I get around like a hundreds number, whether it's 200 or 300 or 400, there's a lot of fluctuation that happens around that. I think it's a bit of maybe it's a Twitter curse, so to speak, but always happens for me. It's like, and then at some point I get like 5 or 6 followers at a time. It's like, whoa, okay, all right.
I get followers out of nowhere. Like I got some followers from like Uganda, I think.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I'm not sure if they're charities or not. Because there's like something like Save the Children or something like that. And I'm just kind of like, why the hell am I being followed by them?
They're stalkers.
Well, the Nigerian prince really wants that dinosaur money.
Exactly. Oh, gosh.
You got to give it to him for working overtime.
Well, no, I don't have to. I just give him some food in my pantry, and he's all good. That's what the Red Cross says. Don't give them actual money. You just give us the money.
So let's continue here. Theme Park Casual, the floor is yours. Tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are. And I will put your Twitter down in the chat.
Yeah, I've just been kind of hanging out on YouTube, just following people, just checking out all the different fandoms that are out there, and just kind of fell into the fandom menace, after Last Jedi, and just kind of started following people. And it was, you kind of follow the bigger names, and just recently kind of started getting into the fourth wave, I guess they call it, and getting some of the smaller creators. And it's been wild, seeing how many talented people, how many really devoted people are out there to these different fandoms. So that's basically all it's been. It's just been me trying to find all these different interests and areas just to kind of hear what people are into and what they love. And it's just, I just like hearing about it.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah,
I'm going to try and do a workaround here because the link that I tried to enter here, StreamYards is like, no, don't use that. Find a different way. I'm like, okay, I'll see what I can do. So, keep socializing, my people.
Yeah, so I kind of grew up as a student of Disney. I've lived in Southern California basically my whole life. And so Disneyland was always the big thing. I mean, I remember being, 7 years old, and if my parents told us we were going to Disneyland, me and my little brother would basically be shut up in our room, poring over all our old maps and any books that we had about Disneyland for the entire week. We would just become hermits about it. So,
Cool.
So that's kind of my whole thing was I used to be a theme park commando where it's like everything was planned out. If anybody ever went to Disney or a theme park, I knew, okay, here's what you do. Here's what time you want to hit this, and don't do this at this time. And if you're going to do this, do it here, and all that kind of thing. But as I've gotten older, it's kind of more like, just relax, enjoy the time, do some people watching. So that's where I came up with theme park casual.
That's kind of creepy. You do people watching?
Oh yeah. Actually, me and my friends, we used to.
The confessions of a stalker.
Yeah, I was going to say this isn't something necessarily I'm proud of, but we used to do this. We would basically find the most outlandishly dressed people, and that was our thing. It was like, okay, it's got to be dressed. It's not anything that anybody's got any sort of physical issue or anything. It's got to just be the way they dress, the way they did their hair, and we would go around and we would find these people and we'd be like, okay, what's that? Okay, this lady's dressed all in green, but none of the greens match quite right. They're like just barely off. And it was like, oh, it's the Great Lima Bean, Charlie Brown.
I used to play that a little bit when I was younger, so I get what you mean.
Yeah, so then it got to the point where it was like, okay, now we're gonna have to start photographing. And part of the challenge was you had to be in, you had to name them and then had to be in the photograph with them. And so, yeah.
What's the next step? Get something out of their house?
Yeah, exactly.
A little souvenir.
No. So, next step is this: is you gotta freaking ring the ring toss.
He's got a whole album of photographs of people he doesn't even know.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, nothing.
That sounds like a freaking serial killer. Where it's like, I will find these happy people from the theme park. Oh yes, their blood will taste so nicely.
Theme park massacre. Oh God!
I think I've said too much.
I'm not complete unless I have a lock of their hair.
Yes, random tourist, get that freaking someone out of your purse.
Coming soon, the theme park massacre stalker. Rated R.
Massacre
coming to a red box near you.
I'd watch it. That's all I'm saying. I'd watch it.
You won't believe your eyes. Don't spoil the big surprise. It's
in 3D.
Casual.
The theme park casual is behind you.
Oh crap.
Call your theaters today to have this movie in the theater. You have many sequels that you will get sick of, like Paranormal Activity.
Oh,
Well, all righty here. Let's continue on here with some introductions. Jay,
Oh, yeah, we're still in the
tell us a little bit
introductions.
about yourself, and I'll be putting in some links here. YouTube's there. I was able to finagle my way and get your Twitter page up there, your Twitter link there at the theme park. But right now, Jay, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, hello out there. I am JW Accent. I've done some voice over acting parts in the past. I do both stage and film. I was in a local film called Hungry Eyes about zombies. Go figure. Where I played a zombie and a few dead bodies.
Oh, that's on my bucket list.
No, yeah, it's fun. You definitely gotta sit or lay down in the dirt one day and just let mosquitoes.
That
just
sounds
eat
like
you
fun.
up.
Where you have to lie around all day with zombie makeup on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, the zombie makeup tasted good. I'll tell you that, because the person who made it taste like strawberries and sugar. So like it was pretty sweet. Like it was good.
Well, to be fair, I guess fake blood's always tastes good in movies. Like seriously, Hitchcock used chocolate syrup in the Psycho for blood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because black and white always hides a lot of stuff. That's why black and white I've always found to be kind of cool in film, especially the classics, because you're not sure what's going on or how they did it.
I like black and white in there too.
I've always been fascinated with the Invisible Man, and I just love when he starts unwrapping that gauze and whatnot, or not gauze, but the wrappings and stuff around his face, and it's invisible.
Technically, it is gauze.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So technically, it is gauze. He is a scientist. That's probably what he has around him.
Yeah.
It's not. It can't be a scarf, because a scarf would not cover that much of him entirely.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, for that time, to me that's amazing. I'm gobsmacked every time I see that scene, and he's like, all that stuff. But Claude Rains. But Invisible Man's always been my favorite classic monster movie. But anyways, back on topic, I'd like to also do art. So I've done different drawings. I do commissions. You can find my info on Twitter. If you want any information, go ahead and DM me whenever, and I'll see what I can do. Right now, I'm doing a commission for Storyman. He's a really cool guy, so go check him out. So shout out to you, Storyman. Hey. Every once in a while I peruse around Twitter, and I'm trying to do the same thing that Theme Park Casual is doing, is basically just trying to form that
stalking
bond.
people.
Stalk people. Yeah. Yes, I love doing that.
Stalking people leads to some of the best aspirations ever. That being accomplices.
And there was this one time I was hiding in the bushes with my friend Weasel, and we were like looking at this guy walking along the sidewalk, and I said, "Hey, we should take him home as a pet." He's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So we did.
And now this stream will be entered into FBI evidence.
Oh no, it was all consensual.
Say hello for posterity.
FBI Law and Order. No character development element, but decent set design. And coming to a TV near you with your grandpa watching, despite having nothing to offer, like football.
So let me ask you, Jay. So right here I got a little link here to Noelle's Crochet Cove. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. She makes hats, she makes scarves, she makes dolls. She can even do full-on costumes. There's a picture that she did of our 9-year-old daughter, and she's wearing this bird costume. It's a griffin type costume. Turned out really well. So she does all sorts of stuff. You just gotta get a hold of her. You can find her under the name Noelle Elon Ashcraft. Like you said there, the Cove, which is another one. And you can add her on Twitter under Noelle Ashcraft. So there you go.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's see here. Now, our last person here, AFK Bart. AFK, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and I will do the according. I'll put down the according little links.
If it turns out you're a stalker too, I am so out of this.
Well, if I were, I'd be a good enough one that I wouldn't admit it. So, but, no, I sit around and I read on stream, and I've been told that people like to fall asleep listening to me. So,
you have a good voice. That's all I can say.
I put people to sleep too.
Well, you are up to your audience, and your voice is pretty cute.
Yeah, I'm the surprise ASMR where people who aren't aware will be startled by my dog occasionally barking. So that's one thing. But yeah, no.
Well, some people find the dog relaxing.
Right.
There you go. It's true that if I have the camera on, then people can go, "Oh, hey, look, the dog's on stream."
It's a doggo.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty boring. But right now I'm reading Jurassic Park, which is kind of fun. And yeah, I encourage people to check it out. Not because it's me, but mostly because I like people being aware of the books that movies are based off of. And I just constantly like to pimp Jurassic Park because it's different enough where it's like a completely different experience, in my opinion, if you read the book versus watching the movie. So there you go.
True. Yeah.
That is fantastic right there. And let me ask you, AFK, how long did it take you? So you just finished this huge book series. I'd call it huge. And so tell us a little bit about that. How many books were there? And what were the sizes of these books? Because you were pumping those streams out nonstop. Like you were a machine when you were reading those books. What was it? Midnight something or other?
It was Midnight Texas by Charlene Harris. She's the lady who did the True Blood series, or what the TV series is based off of. But these ones take place in Texas, and it's about different people in a small town. And it was just a trilogy. I was kind of disappointed because, usually when she writes, her series are much larger. But this one, she said that she only planned it to be 3 books. So I don't know. It was a fun read. They're not that long. I think they're about like 250 maybe pages each. So yeah. But if you like a real simple read, they're pretty simple. The plots aren't like really complicated. And honestly, like, not to dog on her, but I don't think she's really good at some of her mysteries. But they're fun reads, in my opinion. So yeah.
That is great. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of our stream today, I just want to share this little Twitter page here. This is from Moira Kitty. If you're not familiar with her, well, she's easy to find. You can find her on YouTube. You can find her on Twitter. Recently, she had something kind of rough happen to her cat. Let me share this here. So her cat, Little Dank, has hip damage, and it needs surgery. At first, they said they didn't see any damage, and then they changed their story. They wanted to do an exploratory surgery for $2,000. They'll be going to a better doctor on Monday if they can afford it. Now, I'm going to put a link down in the chat here. If you want to help chip in, here's a link to the PayPal. It says "Help Little Kitten." And folks, with everything I do,
help my pretty kitty.
Yeah, definitely go help.
And folks, with everything, with anything that I put up on here on this channel, it's up to your own discretion. It's your money. Do with it whatever you will. But for me, I chipped in a bit. I'm going to share it around. If all you can do is share it around, then that's a good enough thing to do. Definitely got to help out because it's never fun to have an animal or a pet in a rough situation like that. But anyhow, folks, let's we've had some good rapport, had some good conversation so far. Let's keep the good vibes rolling here, and let's talk about some movies or shows that we've seen recently. But first, let me just say some hellos to some other people who have popped into the chat here. We have Matt Vader 74. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. And look at that.
Hey,
We
Matt,
got
he's a good guy.
Bone. Mr. Bone.
Mean potatoes.
Happy day, Happy night, Mr. Bone.
Yes. Man, it from my own heart. Mean potatoes. That's right.
But all righty, folks. Let's get into this. We'll start with you, Happy Dino. Tell us about something that you've seen recently and kind of give us a basic synopsis of what it is. We'll try and avoid spoilers, at least any big, huge, major spoilers here and there, unless it's a 20-year-old movie or a 10-year-old movie, or even like a 5-year-old movie. I don't know. Obviously don't say a big old, like, as long as you don't say Luke is Darth Vader's son, we're all good here.
Whoa, thanks. Come on.
What?
I was going to watch that this
Spoiler was
weekend.
already spoiled. It's been 30 years.
Weak.
Next, you're going to say Leia is his sister.
Hey,
Next you'll say George Lucas ran out of ideas.
Over the line. Back it up. Alrighty. So, Happy Dino, the floor is yours for a bit. Everybody, you can pitch in whenever you feel like. It's a fun, chill combo, and let's have some fun.
Well, I saw a very interesting alien invasion film I haven't seen in a while.
Oh, what movie did you see?
Well, the John Carpenter film from the 1980s. I think it was called from 1980s. I think, but it could be early 1990s. But basically, it was called "They Live." This guy he basically finds these glasses that reveal aliens have taken over most of the world, with hidden messages around him all the time and hidden around him. Basically uncovered by magical, or not magical, but basically science fiction glasses that basically show what they mean, what the images around him were actually saying. And this movie actually has one good, interesting phrase that's been very popular, and it's this: "I have come to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum."
Oh, dude,
and also the film stars Roddy.
That's exciting. I like that line.
It stars Roddy Piper as our main character, so take this with a grain of salt. It's not very serious.
Oh, I love that movie though. Like I love it, and it takes me back a little bit too because I was a '90s kid, teenager mainly, and they had a little video game that came out called Duke Nukem. And he took a lot of the lines from the action heroes and all that, and so it's like, it's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. So it's like,
that's the second time the alien bastard shot up my ride.
Second time.
I'm glitching out a bit on.
Yes,
what was that?
That's a great.
But anyway,
good film.
Anyway, I found it very interesting. With like, trying to remember the other one I saw. Oh yeah, right. The Ray Harryhausen is a classic. It's like the Beach of 1,000 Fathoms. This thing is basically like Godzilla before Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like it's basically it starts out with a. Sorry, Mongo, you go first. I know you have
No,
more.
it's all good.
More fun
So
with Godzilla than I
basically,
do.
yeah, that's something that I really liked. So part of the inspiration for Godzilla was not only that, but the re-release of 1933's King Kong. Both of those films were kind of, you could consider them like the inspirations, the parents, the relatives of Godzilla 1954. So yeah,
I'd say the
please
word. I'd say the word
continue.
looking for is we're looking for is precursor. That's the word looking for, I believe.
There
Basically,
you go.
a similar thing before, which or the actual thing we all praised was, but essentially, it's like I don't know if I'm not giving legitimate spoilers here, but despite the film being like or 60 damn years old, but there's like one main scientist, one character is a scientist. He's like, I have been a paleontologist for over 30 years, and I took a vacation. I'm finally taking a vacation. Don't interrupt it with this damn dinosaur crap. Yeah, but like, it's like as I was laughing a bit with this one other thing. They're saying, and they're like saying, this one army survivor after the monster first appears. It is the following words: this monster can't possibly exist. It's crap. I put the freaking for being a pain in the ass again. Why can't I turn off those notifications?
Okay.
But that's pretty much it for me. You like this idea of them hiding a giant monster's existence is freaking idiotic. It's like Japan trying to deny Godzilla, despite all the damage he causes. Where it's like, sir, why is there a giant monster destroying all of Tokyo? No giant monster, just the COVID.
Yeah, you're a little quiet right now on my
Yeah,
end.
I can't hear anything.
Mike. I keep
How about
hearing
now?
popping sound and stuff.
All right, now
Yeah, I'm
I
glitching.
can
I'm
hear you.
glitching up right now. Basically,
That's a lot
they're like
better.
trying to hide, like trying to hide the existence of a giant monster. Like it's like Japan trying to hide the existence of Godzilla. Being like no, there's not a giant and dinosaur destroying all these buildings that's mutated. It's just the COVID that's destroying all these buildings.
That is great. Part of the inspiration that Godzilla got from those types of movies from Harryhausen. Initially, they were going to try and have a stop motion animation for Godzilla, but due to the restrictions of the time, they didn't have the exact skills of Harryhausen or Willis O'Brien at the time in Japan. It was also, not only that, but it was also expensive. And to make all of the effort to do that would have taken them an estimated 7 years. So they ended
bring
up
out the big ass
pioneering
costume
something called
of Suitmation,
Suitmation. Yes.
where the actors
Godzilla
sweat
Thunder Thighs.
entire gallons of sweat by wearing the suit for about an hour. Like I gotta give some mad respect to Godzilla actors from like Showa era to Heisei, when like there were these big ass costumes with fireworks being thrown around them, and then where it's like, okay, I'm wearing the costume. What now? Throw the firecrackers at him. Like is this all? No. Destroy the model around a bush. The thing on the flames. Like, wait, what the?
Barney's on fire.
That just makes for good television.
Good for me though too. Roasted Barney, chomp. Okay, I ate his head, and I'm gonna say the rest of leftovers. Anyone got any gravy or barbecue sauce or something like that?
There is a song. And seriously, there is a song called "Oh Boy, Barney's on Fire." I kid you not. It is an old song.
Everyone hates Barney. That's not a 5-year-old.
Now that's a matchup I want to see. Godzilla
There
versus
are
Barney.
some 5-year-olds who can't stand Barney. They're afraid of him. So, but yeah, I kind of understand where these people come from a little bit when they get into the costume and do that stuff. Because there was a play I was in, and I had to play a gorilla. And the way I did it was I went into audition for this gorilla, and I was like, you got the job. I was like, oh, thanks. Awesome. So I get in, and they give me this big old suit. I was like, okay, cool. I'll be able to be this gorilla. Put it on. I can't breathe in this thing, man. Already I'm sweating. I got this thing over my face. And so this, the thing I did before where I was projecting, I got this big old mask on my face. So now I'm doing this. I can't breathe. I can't project. I take it off. I'm breathing. I was like, director, hey, are you sure they can hear me? Yes, you're doing good. Oh, okay, that's awesome. I'll put it back on.
We're dying to see you give an Oscar performance. Give us that Tony, damn it.
And so
and don't break character when we start lighting you on fire.
I was a teenager, and another role that I did was just a short role for this kid's birthday party, and he loved Barney. So it's a roundabout way of saying it. And they wanted me to play Barney, so I could do the voice or whatever. I love you, you love me, that whole thing. Well, I go and I put it on. I can't project in this thing because everything bounces back, and when the closer it is, it just sounds like muffled stuff to me. And I don't know really exactly what that sounds like to the crowd, so it just freaks me out. And that's what it sounds like. So I don't know.
I was kind of thinking about one thing. I lost my train of thought at
mashed potatoes.
I'm more surprised that there was a thought line here.
Yes, there was. Talking about conditions with actors in the suits.
No, you were talking about mashed potatoes. Don't you remember that?
Honestly, I can't remember. Crap, that's why I'm president of the United States. Vote for Dinosaur. That's where we're with the Koopa Party. Together we'll get the Mario Brothers.
Alrighty, so we'll move on here. Yeti Cast, would you like to talk about some stuff that you've seen recently?
Yeah, the most recent stuff is just the things I've been working on, like the Starship Troopers.
I would love to watch Super Troopers.
Yeah, I had to redo so many scenes for my videos because I kept slipping up. I don't know why. I just kept going with Super Troopers. I had to re-record a bunch of things.
That's what you should review next, and then confuse it with Starship Troopers.
But yeah, I can't think of a movie that's crossed or that's been able to work on multiple levels quite as well as Starship Troopers. Like there's the base level, and you just look at it and you see just a cheesy action flick, but underneath everything is done with intention. Right. Like it's an entire satire. Like the whole film is propaganda. You are watching the propaganda film.
Yeah. There's like one critic who said the following words: "This movie is basically propaganda, and it's shown to us from its own world."
Yeah, I think it's brilliant at that.
It is, yeah.
And you can go in and enjoy it on multiple levels. Like if you just go to watch an action movie, you're gonna get it.
Like my dad, when he watches this movie, he's like, I was in the army too. Aren't they cool? And I'm like, they're space Nazis. You're not in that army.
Well, there's a big distinction between the book and the movie too.
Yeah, like the movie they're like neoliberal. Over here.
Okay, so the movie and the book really have nothing to do with each other. Even the politics aren't done the same. Paul Verhoeven just wanted to make kind of that type of authoritarian film and took inspirations from the propaganda at the time, not at the time, from World War II. Like the first scene when they're talking about we're doing like, are you doing your part? That was like shot for shot from a German film.
Like, if you're looking for something scary, try watching the propaganda film from like 1932 or 1938. Basically, World War II Germany films. Those things are scary as hell.
Yeah, that's how the film opens. But the book is wildly different. There's just a couple small references.
Is the book less scary?
I don't know. I never found it scary, but it's exceptional.
Joking around.
Okay.
I'm joking around.
And I'm so surprised that the special effects still hold up.
Did you find
They do.
you more? Did it bug you more than the movie?
But a bump.
There you go.
That's a lot of fish.
That
That was unexpected.
AFK, have you read the book?
No, I have not, but I totally agree with your previous sentiment, because I watched it when it came out, way back in the day in the theater, and like my initial reaction to it might have just been my age or whatever, but I was like turned off by it because it was just so extreme, and I was like, this is so stupid. But then, like, years later, I actually had a chance to watch it again, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to watch this. This is stupid. But then, like, I started watching it, and like what you were saying, I was just like, oh my God, there are so many layers to this.
Yeah.
It's propaganda, the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just so well done. And so it was kind of like watching an entirely different movie after, I don't know, many years of seeing the world.
It was something I really didn't notice until, later in life. When it first came out, I was just watching the action flick, and then I keep seeing it, and these things started to click. I'm like, oh, okay, this is entirely different than I thought it was.
Propaganda parody, and it's like really good too.
Well, and it also switches from the comedy. There's elements of comedy and the satire, and then it'll switch, on a dime to, hyper realism, where where it goes the ultra violent, and it's kind of that little peek behind the propaganda, behind the scene. You could tell they're making their own little movie about this high school kid that just somehow gets thrown into a war and becomes a hero, and then you get a little glimpse of what actually is happening.
Yeah,
it's just
kind of like the veil is cracking in those little moments. Like, it's they're like, hey, check out this awesome moment out. It's so awesome. And then it's just like, oh, please ignore that.
Yeah.
In a way, like you said, in a way it is like very real in some ways. We're following this character on his journey. And, these events happen in real life, where soldiers go out and they don't know if they're going to come back or not. And even though it's a sci-fi realm, it's fun. You can leave your brain at the door and not have to worry about thinking too much, other than, it is satire. Yes, it is propaganda parody. And there are many layers, as you said. But all in all, leave your brain at the door. This is fun. This is entertainment. It's a cool movie.
And I think that's why it holds up so well, because you can go in with different expectations and just enjoy it.
And when I first watched it, AFK, I didn't like it particularly either, but I had to watch it again. And when I watched it again, it wasn't just so much seeing all the layers that were within the film. I was like, man, this is a cool action movie. I like it. Why didn't I like it back in the 90s when it first came out and I was younger?
Yeah, and you have that moment where you're like, oh yeah, Neil Patrick Harris was in this movie. I totally
and everything was fine-tuned and chosen down to the detail, like the actors and the hair. He crafted everything to be very particular.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was, even the campiness of Rico, like it's all supposed to be that way.
Yeah. And speaking of cheese and that same kind of acting and stuff, I look back and I laugh at that movie. But another one of my favorites is Mars Attacks. And
yeah.
I was watching this movie, Mars Attacks, with a group of friends. And one of our friends comes in and he's like, "Why are you guys watching that movie? It's so stupid and cheesy. It makes no sense." And we looked at him and we said, "That's the point."
Yeah.
And
no movie like a B movie.
It's fun. Again, leaving your brain at the door just to sit there and laugh and watch the stupid action unfold.
Definitely. And they're apparently going to be remaking it. So I don't.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's in the works, but I don't know if they're going to try and remake like Verhoeven's Starship Troopers, or if they're going to try and adapt the book, because those are going to be very different movies.
Oh my goodness, that would be a really
to be fair, don't you want difference? Like have it have its own vision, own voice. That's the problem.
I really hope they go with trying to adapt the book, because there's no way they're going to pull off the same thing that Verhoeven did.
Yeah,
it's not going to work.
It's like those Disney remakes. They're the exact same thing. And like, if you're gonna remake to retell me the story, tell it differently.
Well,
and it would be a very different telling.
I agree with you there. Tell it differently, but respect what came before and the fans who enjoyed it before at the same time. It's like when they did with Mulan. They added all this chi and this woman stuff.
Oh,
and
God.
They took out Mushu and they took out the songs. And
I'm surprised we didn't see Eddie Murphy complain also.
What Mulan was.
My first video that I put up on my channel was on Mulan. Oh my God, that was a miserable experience.
I haven't seen it, but all the stuff I've heard and all the stuff I've seen, I don't want to see it.
Oh, I know.
Didn't want to see it either.
The entire point of their own movie. They removed the entire hero aspect. It was just the perfect soldier that has super chi magic powers, and they're jumping off of rooftops right as a kid. Like they're
is this Mulan or bootleg Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
There wasn't one.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball was more realistic.
And had better writing.
Right?
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Sorry. Hello?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I could not stand that live action remake. It was tough to sit through, especially comparing it to the animated one, because there's a real story structure to it, and the person has Mulan has flaws in this. She starts off as perfect and stays as perfect, and her whole thing is she has to restrain herself from showing that she's perfect. It's
Larson versus Captain Marvel's character arc. Made without Marvel.
It's not enjoyable.
Right, yeah.
How to make a feminist movie. We just copy and paste the same story, get an unlikable actress that has feminist talking points, and pander to China, and you're good.
You see, okay, you want a strong female role model. I think, in my opinion, personal opinion, Alita did it right.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's Gal Gadot, she did it right.
You can't have strengths without weaknesses.
Exactly,
it just doesn't work that way.
As I said before, true strength lies in durability, not invincibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An invincible perfect character is a boring character. They're not
Because,
real.
Even Superman has weaknesses, not including, of course, kryptonite, of course.
Yeah,
You know,
like he's
Lois Lane.
basically he's bad with women overall, all except for Maxima, who basically is like basically only wants him because he's powerful. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did hear about that Lilo and Stitch that they're going to be doing a live action remake. Oh, that's not gonna turn out good.
I demand a Song of the South remake.
God.
Okay, so I recently watched Lilo and Stitch for the first time, and I must be a horrible person because I know so many people loved that movie when it came out, but all I could think was her sister's such a horrible person to be taking care of her, and I don't know. I was cheering for the social services guy. I'm a horrible person, I know, but I don't know. I would be curious to see what it would look like live action, but I don't know. Whatever less story they were trying to tell in the movie, I was not getting it.
Just get Terry Crews, the social services guy.
Plus, Stitch was
yeah.
little jerk.
Well, it's kind of in his nature. It was like his DNA, right? He was created to be
a monster.
A monster. I guess a weapon of mass destruction, so to speak. But,
I made an experimental chihuahua with 4 arms. He's clearly the most dangerous thing on the planet.
I'm trying to remember this animator. He's hilarious. He does these little recaps of cartoon films and stuff. Oh, I can't remember his name for the life of me. Anyways, he did this short recap of Lilo and Stitch, and there's this one scene where he's got Stitch animated crying alone, and he's got him going, "Miss Meagle, Miss Meagle," and then you hear in the background, the camera pans, and you see Cusco, Emperor Cusco from Emperor's New Groove crying, and Stitch comes out of nowhere and he starts eating them. He goes, and he's going, Me Schmeagle.
That is funny stuff. Well, so let's give the time here. Theme park casual. Is there anything that you've watched recently that you'd like to talk about here?
Actually, I want to kind of play off of Yeticast because I did watch his Starship Troopers video.
Oh, well, thanks for watching it.
Yeah, no, it was great. And I actually wanted to discuss that one and another Paul Verhoeven, RoboCop.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because it like you were saying, they're movies that you look at them, you watch them, maybe the one time when you're younger, and you think it's kind of a throwaway, just action flick and, lots of, guns and blood and guts.
Am I the only one who likes RoboCop 2? No, to interrupt you. I just want to know if I'm the only one who likes RoboCop 2.
I never saw it.
I'd have to...
Never
yeah,
seen
I'd
it.
have to watch it.
So I'm the only one to see the second RoboCop movie.
I think
I've definitely seen it. It's just not as fresh.
Yeah.
Right. It's not as soft or fresh.
But yeah, with RoboCop, the layers that are in that movie is just amazing to me. And the fact that it was kind of almost forgotten, and it's like after the fact you find out everybody loves it.
I don't know if anyone's going to forget it.
Right, that's what I mean. It's like it just leaves its mark on you.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting because how do you craft such a crazy, intricate movie in such a way that people almost pass over it? That's an extreme talent to be able to hide all those layers. Almost.
Yeah, he has a skill for that. It's remarkable.
And they tried doing a reboot, of course, as Hollywood always does. And I tried watching it, and I was like, this really is not as good. They tried.
It's not the same.
PG-13 RoboCop.
Yeah.
Coming without the original satire to a theater near you. Oh, wait, it bombed already.
There it is. Yeah, it's RoboCop. Love it.
I like the actor who plays in it too, but it's just it wasn't the same.
No, definitely not. And I think they did Judge Dredd as well when they did the reboot, and it was like, it's just not. No.
Oh, okay. I like that reboot. That is a good movie. It is
That's
so
right.
underrated.
I might like it then.
That's got some good character progression too. Like, the strong female character that goes in, like, trying to prove herself and like has to actually fight her way to the top with this with the judge. Like, no. Really? You didn't like it?
No. Hey, can you see those compilation clips?
People just yelling.
Where it's like, yes, that's what I was talking about.
No.
Oh yeah, I think that one's underrated. I wish they gave them a second one. Like, Carl Urban was awesome in it.
Yeah.
I like that he kept his mask on the whole movie, unlike Frank Stallone, or not Sylvester Stallone, that basically took his mask off most of the movie. In the original one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, I hate how in superhero films they will not keep their mask on to save their life. If, like,
that doesn't happen very often.
Some people are telling, "Hey, you need to put that back on."
Yeah, I find it funny. They'll wear the mask out in public, but they won't wear it while playing a superhero. Hey, Tom Holland, we put the mask on. Let's go on set. Like, no. Hey, Tom. Like, Tom Holland in the supermarket. It's like, hey, Tom Holland, we need to put your mask on to get in this Walmart. Like, okay, if I put the mask on.
Yeah, and they all find out he's ugly or something, so he's like, "Yeah, put it back on. Look better with it on."
Yeah, CGI and makeup can only hide my ugly face so long. We can only deep fake make a pretty face on me for so long.
We're going to go over budget.
All those poor Power Ranger monsters.
No, we'll be perfectly fine once we have the Zeo crystal to fund this movie.
Yeah, so I'm pretty curious why you didn't like that movie to begin with.
I don't remember. I guess because I like the original. Like, why they gotta go back? I was still about reboots and remakes and all that stuff. I said, why do we need all of them? Yeah. And
to be fair, the original is so bad it's good.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, sometimes I'd get excited about one because I'm like, oh, they're bringing something back that I really like. And that's, how they use you, kind of your nostalgia sort of thing.
Remember this? Remember what happened around you during when you first saw this? Give us money.
Exactly.
See,
Shut up and
I
take
know.
my money.
Because I like that they made it their own. It was a self-contained story in one section, just in one building, and that's where they told the story. They didn't they built their own thing there.
But you know what
it stands alone.
It stands alone.
But it's not very complex.
You know what I want? I want a movie about time travel. They haven't done that yet. You need to go back and do it.
Yeah, Back to the Future does not exist.
Yeah, exactly. Go back in time.
Give us Christopher Lloyd in a deep fake.
What movie is with Christopher Lloyd? What one is that?
Of course, there is no other time travel movies. They didn't time travel in Men in Black 3. That does not exist.
Hey, no, I actually liked The third one. But then again, I like time travel movies. I like the Time Machine, the original, by the way. The original Time Machine is really good. The remake of the Time Machine was it's okay, but I didn't care for all the changes and all the rubbery looking monsters.
I hate quantum leaping.
One of my favorite time travel movies is Hot Tub Time Machine.
I saw the trailer. It was like, this is not interesting to me.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil it for you because I really, really think you should watch it because the trailer does not do it justice. A lot of times trailers are edited to emphasize some part of a movie that, like, I don't know. Sometimes they'll like make a drama look like a comedy and stuff. But like there's
Click.
They have a time travel joke that like is ongoing throughout the movie, and it's just like one of the best things where it's like there's something that's established in the present that isn't in the past, and so they're trying to figure out when that thing happens, and it's comedic gold. So I don't know. I would totally encourage you to watch it. I know it's really old, and people, I suppose you could talk about the plot, but it's one of those things I think that someone might enjoy. So
yeah, that's a funny movie.
Yeah. Plus, time travel is just awesome. So.
I don't
So
know, they usually drive me nuts. No, sorry.
No problem. So before we kind of get into this another little thing here, we've theme park, J, AFK. If you guys have had some great stuff so far, do you guys have any other things that you've watched recently that you'd like to talk about or recommend anybody?
Well, last night, I and my wife sat down to watch Search for the Last Action Hero, and it was pretty good. I think it got maybe teensy bit woke towards the middle, but that was about it. Saying there's not been a woman does it, and I was like, okay, yeah, all right. I don't need to be preaching right now. But then it got back on track, and so for that, it was tolerable and it was really good. But basically, what it is it's a documentary of action heroes. You got your Stallone and people like that, Schwarzenegger, going back to like the 80s, 70s, all that stuff. And it's a really good in-depth type of film, and it talks about martial arts and all sorts of different stuff. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. I also, right there, In Search of the Last Action Hero, right there, and they talk about the Last Action Hero, which is it's pretty good comedy in a way, in my opinion. It's funny, but it brings up a lot of really good action heroes, and the way they should be. Just leave your brain at the door kind of stuff, and that's why I enjoyed it. Another thing we watched recently, of course, was the second episode of Mando. No, third episode of Mando, sorry. And we were like, well, this kind of saves that last episode that we watched. Other than one little detail that we were like, wait a second. There's a character now I won't reveal so you can see it for yourself, but there's a character in there that should be older than she is.
Ah, yes.
And we saw that, and we're like, wait a second, shouldn't she be like maybe 60 or something years old? And Stig Kenobi brought it up on Twitter too at one point. So it's a little iffy, a little rocky.
See, that doesn't
It's
bother
Disney.
me.
We don't care about continuity.
Yeah, right.
But it's the same
Seriously.
actor playing the same character. People would be angry if it wasn't her. There'd be a lot more people
Disney
angry.
continuity does not exist to us.
However, I was pleasantly surprised to see Katie Sackhoff.
Yes.
So,
I'm glad she's getting work.
huh?
I'm glad she's getting work.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Mhm.
Now, you
That's the
talk
silver
about a
lining
good
in all
action
this.
star. She's a good action star when she does get work and stuff.
So without going into any real spoilers, what do you think of season 2 so far of the Mando? You kind of touched upon it here and there, but what are your thoughts overall so far, Jay?
Right now, it's right at the beginning. I mean, I was a little bit like, oh, and yeah, the second episode is filler. You can tell it's filler. It gets you from point A to point B. Every show has it. The first episode was actually pretty rocking, because I like monsters and stuff. And I got to see the great dragon up there, even though he wasn't totally accurate. I was like, yeah, okay, he's still kind of cool. My little girls like it. And my youngest one, who's 9 years old, loves big, huge monsters, and she likes dragons. And so when they go after this great, quote unquote, dragon, she's like, ooh. And when she saw it and she saw it spitting that crap out, she's like, ooh,
Yeah.
gross, but it's so cool. I can't take my eyes away from it, sort of attitude. So there was that. And if you noticed in this season so far, it's been like, okay, here's a monster of the week. So the first one was Crate Dragon, the second one was the spiders, and the third one was the big thing on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So the Quarren ship that had that big massive thing that came up and had, I won't go into too much detail, but you know what I'm talking about. It's so far been like a monster of the week, a creature feature. And I'm like, okay, I'm into that. I like that. Also, oh yeah, my wife's in the background. She's kind of whispering in my ear, going, and she says,
"Tell her we said hi."
Oh, hey, they say hi. She says, "Yeah, I hear." So, anyways, me and her watched Cobra Kai a couple of days ago, and we haven't finished the show yet. We just started. I'm like, this is
season 1 or 2.
This is how you freaking do it. This is how you pander to the fans. You still have like real world stuff, but not too much, not preachy, and yet it still pays homage to the past. It connects. And
you're still in season 1, right?
Yeah, we're still on season 1. And it's funny.
Oh, season 1 is exceptional.
Yeah.
Especially the way they flip the script and look at the characters in a different way.
Oh, yeah. And, if you look at it, they're both buttholes in different ways. They're both jerks in some way.
Yeah.
But, aren't we all in some way? We all have our little things here and there. And, the way he treats the other is the way the other treats the other. They don't see the whole picture. They're very much in their square. And I think that's how humanity is. And I think that's a good moral lesson for that kind of show, too.
Yeah, season 1 has exceptional writing. Season 2, not quite as good. I think the start and end are strong, but it kind of loses itself in the center there. And since you haven't seen it, I don't want to say too much, but you're really going to, once you get to the end of season 1, you're just going to be blown away.
Oh, cool. But yeah, and again, there's that little part in the center of the season 1 where I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to get into the woke nation where it's like, you can't call anybody a bad name. You can't do this. You can't do that. Blah, blah, blah.
How dare you assume we have the humor?
Yeah. I was like, my goodness. But then, it picks up again. And again, like with the Search for the Last Action Hero, it's there and then it's gone. And it doesn't just stick around and focus. And I look at it like this. Okay, so yeah, those kids are growing up during this time. So yeah, that's how they're going to act. That's
I think it's poking fun at those things, especially in Cobra Kai. Like, it's very much poking fun at all of those things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love that.
Yes.
Like it's instead of going as a sexy nurse, maybe go as a gender neutral nurse.
Oh, I laughed and I cringed at the same time, but I love that line. It's great. And
There's like one joke I heard from her where it's like I think it's one guy answering the phone was like, "Yes, Cobra Kai. Are we freeing boys and girls?" Like, what's that? What?
Yeah, there's though I'm trying to remember. Collect my thoughts. I watched oh shoot. Okay, you guys continue while I collect my thoughts. Hello.
Theme Park Casual. Have you had a chance to see either Cobra Kai or The Mandalorian? And what are your thoughts on those? If you've seen them.
Unfortunately, no, I have not. I don't have Disney Plus, and that's simply out of principle for me. After Last Jedi, I really just kind of checked out of Star Wars. It was really kind of sad, and I don't think I've ever really done that with anything to the point to where I'm just like, I have zero interest in this anymore. And honestly, after everything that's been going on with Mandalorian, I don't think I could stand looking at Baby Yoda for even another minute. So
yeah,
sorry.
No, I totally get it, man. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, just a quick thing. Make sure you're not breathing into your audio capture devices. Just so that people aren't hearing a just a little thing here and there, but no worries.
That only happens when Theme Park's going to collect his souvenir.
I will get those Mickey Mouse outfits off you.
Hello. Today we are doing ASMR. We will be trying to use your triggers. I will be brushing your hair, and I will be cutting a little bit, trimming right here. Okay.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
Art, my friend. Satirical art.
Pausing your trigger.
Yeah, back away slowly.
How does that feel?
I'm glad I'm not the weird one anymore.
No, we're all
got
the weird ones
saved.
here.
You got saved big time.
Actually, to be serious, there are times that ASMR actually does help me sleep. So, I mean, I don't know.
Let me just take a moment here to shout out to someone special here in the chat, Moira Kitty. I'm going to scroll up and
Moira
highlight the link.
Happy night to my pretty kitty.
Very glad to have you here. Let me see here. Let me try and dig up that. Thing here. Where is it? There we go. Again, folks, make sure, if you want to chip in, you want to help out Moira Kitty, there's a link there. It's further up in the chat. You can go directly to that PayPal link. Do with your money what you want, but if you want to help somebody out, then there's a good way to do it right there. Earlier, we also had the rookie critic. He passed in here. Don't know if he's still here, but if you still are, glad to have you, man. Glad to see you.
Also
All
noticed
right.
Gilpin
Look at that.
was
Lots
in here
of
for a little
love.
bit.
What was that?
I said I also noticed that the Gilpman was here.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
Gilpin.
Don't forget
We
Bone.
mentioned him earlier in the chat. We've
Yeah, I
had a
don't know
lot
if
of
he's
great
still in
people
there.
we've been mentioning here and there. We've had Jeremy 5. We've had the Kilkman. We've had, let me just go through the chat again here, folks. Joyce Goss. We've had, let's see here, Price of Reason. We got Sci-Fi for Me TV. Got lots of great people. We had Matt Vader, 94, I believe.
74, I think.
74. There we go. There he is.
Yeah.
Right there. It's glad that he could pop in between work. Really great stuff. Really great stuff. AFK, you got anything else you'd like to talk about in terms of stuff that you've seen recently?
Yeah, I finally watched the night. What is it? A Knight's Tale? Is that it with Heath Ledger?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, I have mixed feelings because, like, I way back when it came out, I was in high school, to show my age, okay, and I was one of the only people in my group of friends who had a car. So we were at a party and they stuck the movie on, but then they realized that they needed more pop, so I had to go get some. So I missed half the movie. But so I finally got around to actually watching it, right? And I remembered not liking the first part because I didn't understand why they had, like, "We Will Rock You" going on in it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, watching it, I had mixed feelings because there were parts I liked and there were parts I really didn't like. And it kind of felt like they squished two different kind of movies into one. Because it's like, I felt like it could have been like a really good, dramatic, old, like, medieval movie just with the plot itself. And you didn't need to have, like, modern music in it. So, I don't know. It felt like it was like a movie that someone had made and then they had their, like, 12-year-old nephew edit it. So, I don't know. I love the actress, though. So I enjoyed it overall. The naked guy who was the crier, he was amazing. So I did not retain any of the names. I described them as the naked guy, the big dude.
You remember him as the
I do
naked
the same
guy.
thing.
Yeah.
I literally do the same thing. It's part of the reason why in my videos I don't use names because I can't remember them, so I just make them up.
Yeah,
I
well,
guess.
it shows I think it shows some good, strong writing or acting too when when you do remember character names in movies, because, like, sometimes you come out of them and those character names, but, like, with this, it felt like a kind of a generic knight story, and so nothing really stuck to me, but it was still fun, and it got me in the feels a little bit, so it got some points.
I tried watching it once and I thought, man, this is really slow. And I couldn't get into it. However, the actor in that, who sadly passed away, he's the one who played the Joker at one point too. Was that Ledger? Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
You want to know how I got these Oscars?
Well, here's the thing. There used to be a show on TV, and nobody hardly talks about it, but it was called Roar, and it's a rare show. If you ever get a chance to watch it, it is a really, really good show. And you want to talk about the hero's journey? Like, sadly, of course, it was canceled, but it wasn't because it was a bad show. When it wasn't because of ratings or anything. It was because, well, Ledger wanted to go do movies. And that was why it was canceled. And it was, I think it was more on Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's good. Roar, Heath Ledger. And,
I imagine back when sci-fi was spelled properly and actually had good TV shows on there.
Yeah, well, back when sci-fi was sci-fi, not political,
Not siffy.
wrestling, not this, not that. Yeah.
Well, they changed it to Sippy so that they can get away with having a whole bunch of crap on there that's not science fiction.
It's mostly Harry Potter now.
They're going to redo Battlestar Galactica.
They already did that.
I know, but they're going to redo it.
Again?
Oh, and it does not look like it's off to a good start.
Oh, no.
They're going to retard it, my friends.
The guy writing it wrote X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Oh, those generic pieces of quality? We're in for a treat, my friends. Not a good treat. We're in for Epton chocolate bars.
And I think because Starbuck was originally a guy, and then it went to Katie Sackhoff in the remake. Well, because of that, now I think they're going to go gender binary with Starbuck.
And it's hermaphrodite. Can I say that term anymore? Is it legal?
At first, and I remember back in the day, the height of the popularity of Battlestar Galactica when I was in school, and Katie Sackhoff was announced to be Starbuck. I was like, wait, I've seen the original. Starbuck's not a girl. I was angry. I was ticked. I was like, oh, she's kind of cool. I like her. Yeah. And the thing is, Katie Sackhoff can hold her own.
Oh, she was fantastic in that show.
Oh, yeah.
Just incredible.
If any actress deserves an Emmy, it'd be her.
Yeah.
The whole cast was just on point.
Yeah. Well, the Boomer, she was gender swapped too, right? From the original series.
Yeah, my phone's dead.
Or whatever her name is.
Are you gonna be heading out, Happy? You said your phone's dying.
Wait, what?
What is that, Happy? Are you still there with us?
Happy.
Oh.
Happy.
No.
This is so sad.
All right.
It's your old pal, Stinky Whistleteats. It's time to sing the Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy song.
Oh, yeah.
Joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy.
Oh, gosh. That song.
Lots of nostalgia right there.
Right, yeah. I just love the name Stinky Whistleteats. You love random sauce like that. I mean, come on.
Just the little things that are in that song too, like, oh yeah, I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs. Like, what the heck? Like, what? That was like the funniest stuff ever.
I told my mom, when I was young, I still remember this. And I told my mom, I said, hey, Mom, do you know of the term I can teach your grandmother to suck eggs? She goes, well, it's a really old terminology. It's just not very nice. And she just laughed.
I'm going to put Happy Dinosaur's channel down in the chat below. Check him out. He's really cool. It would have been great if could have had him talk a little bit before he left.
Sorry, Happy.
Let's kind of go into this last little segment here. This is going to be kind of a quick fire thing here, kind of off the cuff. I didn't prepare you guys for this, but then again, I mean, there wasn't really much to prepare for this show anyhow. But let me share this tab here. This is from Fanzine Vids. He's he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Let me enhance this image here. Oh, no, that's me. There we go. So let's enhance the image here. So this is him. He tags 4 friends and 4 famous movies you've never seen. Now, don't worry, folks. Don't worry, panelists. I'm not going to have you name off 4 movies that you've never seen before. What I'm going to do here, what we're going to do is we're going to name one movie that is probably, very well known, famous, so to speak. One movie that you haven't seen. I'll start it off. I have not seen Tenet. Easy one here. I never seen it. Just never really got around to it. Can't really say I was, interested per se. But that's kind of the same thing with that other one, Inception. I saw it like probably not 8 years, but I saw it like a while, like 4 or 5 years after it came out, just because it just never really tickled my fancy. I just never really got into it or was interested in checking it out. But let's continue here. Let's keep this thing moving. There we go. So Yeti, what is one famous movie that you have not seen?
Oh God. Okay, I haven't seen Citizen Kane.
Oh, same here. Never seen that.
Same here, yeah.
Yeah.
I know
That's-
anyone that's
yeah.
really big into movies probably is like cringing at that.
I'm really big into movies, and I haven't seen it, and I should have. I've been told. I've heard it's really long, but
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, that's always what I hear. That it's fantastic, and I've never got around to it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. So
Look at that. Well, no worries to everybody. No judgment here. This is good old chill times here. AFK, what's a famous movie that you have not seen before?
there's a lot of them. I would say like older ones. I never saw I haven't seen any of the Godfather movies, any of the Rambo movies,
Oh,
none of the Predator movies.
oh,
I'm sorely lacking in a lot of those.
friendship over.
I know.
Wow.
Well, no, I thank all of my friends for not being there to make me watch them. So it's not my fault. And then recently, I guess I haven't seen. I never saw Inception, and everybody really liked it. So there you go.
Yeah.
I have more problems with Inception after watching it recently. I remember really liking it, but the last I watched it, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and I was finding a lot more issues with it than I did originally.
Another movie like in that vein that I wasn't, it's one of those big thinker type movies, big brain movies right there. That Interstellar, I watched Interstellar. I was like, okay, yeah, this kind of reminds me of Inception to a degree. It's like, okay, it's something that seems pretty intellectual, but I've just never been compelled to see it before. But when I finally saw it, I was like, okay, yeah, it's all right. Maybe not my first choice to rewatch, but it's like, all right.
Yeah, I enjoyed Interstellar. For some odd reason, though, I just could not get into. What was the movie we were talking about before that? Inception. I couldn't get into Inception. But here's the funny thing: when I first saw the trailer for Inception, and before the title came up for it, I thought it was going to be like a reboot or something of Dark City. Or is it Dark City? I think it's called Dark City because of the folding buildings. I was like, are they redoing it or something? Are they doing a sequel or what? That would be cool. I'd like to see a sequel to that or something.
Well, alrighty. Let's see. Mr. Accent, Mr. J, Mr. J. Anyhow, you want to rev up your Harley? Anyhow,
oh
I got that.
Gosh, Mongo, no.
What is a famous movie or movies that you've never seen before?
Oh boy. Does it have to be one that I really want to watch, or can it be anything?
I think any kind.
Gosh, there are a few that I want to see. I mean, I even have a whole list of ones I haven't seen yet. Most particularly, I can't think of one right now off the top of my head. Oh boy.
Okay, well, since you've been in a zombie movie, have you seen Train to Busan?
Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, there's a movie I haven't seen, but I want to.
You got to change that.
It.
Definitely,
it is fantastic.
Yes, I have heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of the few zombie movies that has, a heart-wrenching story in it. It's the character development and the progression is fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, I really got
another.
I've been wanting to see
another zombie movie that I liked. Hashtag Alive or Survive or something. It was on Netflix. I watched it a month or two ago, and basically, yeah, it was another South Korean one. Guy, he's up in his apartment room, and zombie apocalypse is going on, so he's stuck in his room. And
is that the one where everybody
commented
commented on the pink hat or something?
Yes, that's the one, the pink hat guy. I gotta look up an image of that poster because that's one that I really enjoyed too when I saw it. Let me see, hashtag alive. Oh, also Train to Busan, that on YouTube you can find. Gosh, I gotta look that up. But they had a little animated prequel to that.
Oh,
they did.
YouTube. Yeah, it was all right. The animation is 3D, mostly 3D, and it's okay.
They've got a sequel
But
out.
then they're gonna make their sequel. That'll be fun.
It's out now. But
it's out. All right.
Yeah,
that
it's
one's called Peninsula, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But it's apparently not even close to as good. They got a much bigger budget and tried to go, action flick. So it really goes against what the first is about.
So, AFK, you brought up not liking A Knight's Tale because of the We Will Rock You. I was wondering, have you seen the movie Pan?
Pan?
Yes.
It's a Peter Pan movie.
Jackman plays Blackbeard, and it is called Pan. It is a quote-unquote Peter Pan movie, if you can call it that, but yeah, whatever. It's a retelling. And it is bad. It's god-awful. It has Hugh Jackman as Blackbeard. At one point, he starts singing Queen, and it's like, where are you getting Queen at? I mean, this is like way back in like because like during 1888 and stuff. I mean,
Queen transcends time and space.
It's just the whole thing is buffoonery. It was bad. It was bad. There was like the Indiana Jones type Captain Hook, who was the good guy, and I'm like, man, what the heck is this? It is bad. Oh, I hated it. See, I'm a Peter Pan fan. I love the original books by J.M. Barrie, and so I do nitpick a little bit, maybe more than I should. But that was just
no, that's completely fair. I mean, like, I guess I was just kind of frustrated because I didn't think they knew what genre they wanted it to be. It's just like
there's so many films out there that just don't know what they want to be, and so
then there's that whole dance scene where it was weird.
Thing is like you get swept up in it. You could be like 6 or 7 minutes of like actual like really exciting things happening in plot, and you forget what movie you're watching, and then suddenly you get some like not like 90s rock music that pops up out of nowhere, and it completely takes you back out of the movie,
right?
And then it goes away, and then you have to get back into it again, and it just like it kept frustrating me because there's moments where I really liked it, and then it would just get ruined,
the songs of his country, and it's a hard rock song. Like, okay, what's going on?
and speaking of musicals or music in movies in general, I have been slightly getting into musicals, but here's the thing. For the longest time, and even before I met my wife, I have been told you gotta see what is it? The ABBA movie. Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia. You guys see Mamma Mia. Yeah, I was like, I like ABBA. I'm gonna enjoy this. It's got Pierce Brosnan in it.
Oh no.
That's true.
So I go and I watch it, and I'm like, this is crap. I didn't like it. I didn't see the appeal.
No, you need to see the actual like performance of it. Like someone like might have recorded it or something, because Pierce Brosnan, he cannot sing. And then what's worse is you got like these women in their 50s, 60s running around in overalls, dancing and singing and trying to look sexy, and it just really detracts from the movie. I mean, like, I know it's the story itself, but it's supposed to be this big, bright, and theatrical performance, and like the actors have to like be able to carry themselves, and it's just like the energy they put off in that movie, at least to me, was very, I don't know, middle ground.
Right. So I wanted to mention something here. I was looking at the chats, the comments over here, and there's this cute little chihuahua named Bone. He says,
Bone.
I haven't watched TROS, but I'm proud of that.
Yes. Same here. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Solo. And, it's not because I really hate Disney or anything like that. It's just not really interested. It's just like, okay, it's there.
I lost interest in the Rise of the Skywalker after The Last Jedi. I've got no interest in seeing how that finished. I was done with that.
And watched Solo because it was free when I saw that. And so I did. And you know what? Like, if you stripped the Star Wars title off of that movie and just like you go in and just tell yourself it's a sci-fi, it's a fine sci-fi adventure movie. Like, there really isn't anything crap about it. The problem is that they said it was Star Wars. And so it's like, I actually really enjoyed it. I mean, I thought the guy who played Han Solo, if let's say his name was Bob, he would have been a fine space.
That's what I hear from a lot of people. Like it's like, oh, it was fine. It didn't blow them away, and it didn't infuriate them.
There were times it was good and times it was bad. I like the fan service that's in it. I like the fact they use the maw. I like the fact that what's his name that played the young Lando in there? I thought, man, he does actually sound and look like young Billy D. I was like, yeah, he does do a pretty good job, because when you first go into that one scene, you just hear the voice alone. I'm like, yeah, that would have fooled me just a little bit. He does a pretty good job on that swagger. I didn't care for Little Miss Buzzsaw, Can You Not Look at Me? And I'm like, gosh, does that belong in a Star Wars movie? Really? Do we really need Buzzsaw coming out of her crotch and sawing it up? I didn't like the fact that they made Lando.
Was that the robot? Was that the robot?
Little things like that I didn't like. And I didn't like how Han got the name Solo. I was like, come on. Are you kidding me? You were doing all right. Then you have to come up with such a lame way that he gets his name.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
That was
the whole movie had production problems. They basically had to reshoot it because it was originally like a harder comedy, and then the studio didn't like it, so they brought in Ron Howard and he reshot most of the movie, and so it was just all over the place. And
and nothing against Ron Howard. He's made some great films in the past.
Yeah.
And the best ones that he's made have his brother in it. Let's spot his brother. Here he comes. I'm his creepy brother. Hey, here I am. I love that he just sticks of it. Yeah, I kind of dug the scene a little bit because, hey, I love that guy. Because it's funny to just see him do something. He's not like this big A-list actor or anything. But there he is, Ron Howard's brother. You know it's Ron Howard's brother just by his ugly mug being there. And it's fun pointing that out, Yeah,
it's kind of like a Sam Raimi movie when you're like, oh, well, hey, there's Bruce Campbell. And then you're like, oh, hey, there's Ted Raimi. And he always has some pop up in his stuff too. I like that. It's kind of like a little signature flair.
Yeah, I just watched Army of Darkness over again. Oh, it's glorious. It's so glorious.
Good. I don't care what anyone says. It's still good. That whole series, the original series, is good.
Who is saying it's bad?
Yeah, right.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, tell me who and point me in the direction.
Yeah, it's time for a pitchfork. Grab them.
People who like the reboot movie.
Oh
God. Now the blood and gore was good in the reboot. I'll give it that. But you didn't have to do all this other stuff with it. They went on a tangent. But the one thing I did like about the reboot, the very end, after the credits were done, groovy. There he is. The man himself.
Have you guys seen Ash
that's
versus
the only
Evil
thing
Dead?
that makes it cool. Bruce Campbell, Ash.
Yeah, have you seen Ash versus the Evil Dead, the TV show?
Oh yeah.
And I think it pays homage to the fans. It's really good.
Yeah,
the puppet guy that's constantly berating him in the one season. I was like, that's hilarious. Wakey, of course.
I just started it, and it's fantastic. Especially
Yeah,
after
I
I
love
finished
it.
Army of Darkness. Like, I got to check this thing out because I
He's
forgot
funny.
how much I loved that film.
Yeah, he's so funny in it too.
Oh God, yeah.
He tells you, as it is, it's Bruce Campbell. You know it's Bruce Campbell. You know what you're getting.
And he's like, the overweight guy that's still you're trying to be cool, and he pulls it off. He does it so well.
Yes, I love it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna say that if you're a fan of the first three movies, which in my books is the only ones, he wrote that book called If Chins Could Kill. I don't know if you read that, but they're really great reads, and he talks about how they made the Evil Dead movie. And it's really awesome, just hearing it from his point of view of how it's basically these four crazy friends who bought out all the fake blood in 4 states and put this thing together themselves. And it's just it's totally a great read. If I knew where my book was, I might read that on stream. But as far as movie making, it's also kind of fun to see the creative side to these kids. What was it, the 70s, basically?
Yeah, and he even said in the commentary, if you watch the original film, he said he was going to the store to pick up some stuff to make the blood, and this old lady comes up to him and says, "Oh, look there! Are you making a cake?" Yeah, what cake? Blood cake. I love that.
Honestly, if someone hasn't seen these movies yet, their friends are failing them.
Yeah,
they're brilliant, and I don't know. I would always I was introduced by watching Evil Dead 2 first, and then I saw Army of Darkness, and then I saw the first Evil Dead. So I don't know what direction someone would recommend watching them, because technically Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 is the same but different.
Yeah, weren't they trying to kind of remake what their original one?
Yes, it was basically a higher budget remastering of what they tried to make it look like the first time.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I guess if you want to see the difference of movie editing and creativity, there's the two difference. But how would you recommend people watch it for the first time?
Maybe with more of an open mind, keep an open mind. Not only is this a different time period, but also they're being creative with what they got. Keep in mind that this is the type of movies where again, I brought up multiple times in this video, you can take your brain out, leave it at the door, come in, sit down, and just relax and watch it and enjoy some good humor, some good action, some good blood and gore without it getting too over the top. And yet there it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's pretty good. They got lines like, "You loved me once." It's damn, yeah, but you got damn.
You got it.
Good lines.
I like that they really laid into it in the third. They understood their campy humor, and they kind of just went straight into it.
Right, straight up cheese.
Yeah, but it plays well.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it works with the believability, the credibility of the fact that you got Ash in the Middle Ages, right? And it's just it's already ridiculous, and so he's playing it ridiculous too.
Yeah.
He's hell yeah.
He makes his mechanical hand. He's still got the chainsaw and firing bullets, the double barrel shotgun that doesn't run out.
It's a brilliant movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so brilliant. And, I haven't read any of the comics, but I've been told to actually read up on them, that some of them are actually really decent and really good.
Very cool. So we're going to start to wind down, but before we get to that, theme park casual, let's get back to this little thingy here. What is a, popular or famous movie that you have not seen before?
Classic famous movie would be Casablanca. Never saw that one. And a recent one that I've wanted to see and haven't been able to get around to it is Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, yeah. So let me ask you, are you a fan of the Mad Max franchise?
No, but just everybody went wild about it. And just the look of it seems interesting to me. And it was like, I want to check it out. And like I said, I just haven't got around to it.
I definitely like that movie. I'm a fan of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I thought it respected. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead. It's okay.
I thought it respected how everything looked, but I was confused. Like, who's this little girl and all this other stuff, and I was like, why doesn't it connect to the last one that everybody watched? Why can't we maybe find out more about his daughter or his wife or something? Because that's who I thought it was at first, was his daughter and his wife, but it turned out to be somebody he couldn't save. And I guess the only way you're going to find out is if you read the comics that explains and goes into in great detail more. But I haven't read the comics. But I thought he did a good job as Mad Max. In fact, there were moments where he sounded like him. There were moments where if he turned a certain way, he looked like a young Mel Gibson. And I was like, man, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. So yeah, it gets an A for effort. All the look of it looks like Mad Max. The guy they picked for it looked like Mad Max. Sound like him to a degree, and the world building, the journey, and everything. I just was so confused about the backstory. That was all. I was like, what is that? So other than that, it was good.
Well, it seemed a little bit less of a Mad Max film and more the Furiosa film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was kind of like they plucked this random, like, it's not even like a full story. It's like they picked up a little fragment of a story and then they have the movie around it. And I mean, I think that what really made it so popular was like it was a feature, like you go to see, because it was big and it was beautiful and everything was practical. And it was like, it really is a marvelous movie if you just want to watch, I don't know, an art that's kind of getting lost in a way. Like, you just don't get that much detail put into movies anymore about, like, they're like, oh, we'll just CGI an explosion there. We'll just CGI this here, and we'll have a green screen there.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. I can't stand that.
And these guys spent months in the desert, like blowing crap up, and like I mean that's like hardcore just right there, and you can see it
exactly. Yes.
Yeah, it's like it's gritty, and like you just don't get like that detail anymore. So I'd say it's just worth it. Although it's a sad loss, like you don't get to see it on the big screen, because like you lose something there. Maybe you can rent a theater and have them show it or something.
There you go.
Well, you can rent theaters now.
It's like when they did the prequel for The Thing, and I had found out. I had found out that they were going to use practical effects.
Yeah.
Well,
have you seen the videos that they made? A bunch of the things, the props, they had it all ready to go. Sorry, I didn't mean to
saw it,
cut you
and
off.
That's what I was getting into. I was like, man, if they had just used their brains and just done that, it would have been so much better than what they had put out.
It was the producer. He said it wasn't modern enough, so let's do it with CGI.
It's
And
like Silent Hill. Okay, now the dude who did the new Silent Hill movies, the first Silent Hill that came out, they interviewed him, and he said, well, this is going to be for the fans. The fans are going to like it. Well, the look and feel of it was Silent Hillish, I will admit. But why is Pyramid in the first film? Why do we need him? And where's Harry? And why are you calling her Sharon? I mean, what's all this? So he comes out and he says, oh, I just wanted to make a horror movie with a hot chick with tits and guns. That's all. That's what he said. And I was thinking, man, no wonder we got a crapola set of movies for Silent Hill. And Silent Hill could have been a real good movie franchise. But his focus was on hot ladies and guns. That's it. Yeah.
Well, doesn't everybody like hot ladies and guns?
yeah, not going to complain.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about it either. I do like hot ladies and guns too. But
Let's just have a little bit of story in there. Just a little.
Story.
Well, I mean, if you want story, geez.
You just watch it on mute.
You don't watch porn for the story.
Yeah, that's like Baywatch. I mean, did anybody really watch Baywatch with the riveting stories?
Now I did. There were some episodes that actually had some good story, and it made you care about some of the characters. There were a few episodes that were good about that. It's kind of like Saved by the Bell, where you get a bag of mixed nuts, but then sometimes you have that one story that swoops in, and it's powerful. It hits hard because sometimes you can sympathize with that character, and you get, wow, okay, that did hit me right here.
Aw, you moved me.
Yeah, you moved me so bad that, well, I was sitting here, now I'm across the room.
Well, now, guys, I want to take a moment here, highlight and share this little tweet here from good friend Sir Talks-A-Lot. He has the banana fever. Jay, YetiCast, look what you've done. You gave him the banana fever. But
I'm sorry.
There's some good news here. He's 3 away from hitting 70 subscribers.
Bananas and potassium.
I'm going to put a link to his channel here in the chat. If you haven't subbed him, check him out. Gosh dang it, I got to try this again because the StreamYard doesn't want me to, YouTube rejected the comment. Gosh dang it, but let me try this again. All right, come on. There we go.
Crass all the time.
There we go.
You're just trying to lead us off into some horrible area. That's why.
It's something nice. It's I said originally help support Sir Talks-A-Lot, and I had the link, and it says no, rejected. Then I just do this, and it's like, okay, yeah, do that, yeah, like, okay, whatever. But
I'm telling you, Mongo leads a very secretive life. I mean, you don't want to know what he does behind closed doors. That's why he's putting those little links there. He wants you to click on them. He wants you to click on them. YouTube knows better. YouTube knows that Mongo is actually a drug cartel.
Shh, don't tell him.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, tonight there's been a lot of comments I've been trying to put in. It's like YouTube rejected comment. You cannot do that,
Show me your pictures, man. It's bad.
Sounds like YouTube turned to Batman for a second there.
I think the links speak for themselves, Jay. If you click on this link, you're going to find Sir Talks-A-Lot's channel. Like Ethan Van Sciver, he always says, "It better not be porn." It ain't porn, I can guarantee you. You click on this link, it's going to lead you to Happy Dino.
Believe me, he checked multiple times.
Oh, goodness. Well, alrighty, guys. We're going to start winding it down. We're winding it down. We've been on for over 2 hours. It's been a great night. It's been a very busy
Has it been
night
2
to
hours?
a very busy day.
2 hours.
Yep.
Doesn't
It's
feel
been, I got 2 hours and 4 minutes here.
Oh my
like.
goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
But
shit!
let's kind of, what was that?
Holy shit, Sue Batman.
Okay. So let's kind of go through the panel here. You guys already know Happy Dinosaur was on here. Big thanks to you, Happy Dinosaur. Let me make sure. Here is the link. His link is up in the chat. Links for all these guys are up in the chat. Let's kind of run through our cast here. We'll start with Yeti. We'll go to AFK. We'll go to Theme Park Casual, and then we'll finish with J Accent. So you guys talk about your channels. You know, talk about whatever you want to talk about. Talk about YouTube or Twitter or whatever. Yeah, take it away.
Okay. Yeah, go check out my channel, see if you like it. I make fun of videos and I try and analyze them and just make people laugh. You can find me at YetiCast on YouTube and Twitter and Parler, and I think that's about it. But yeah, thanks for having me on here too. I should have started with that.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
After all that banana business, all that monkey business yesterday. No,
You put me right on the spot and I froze.
Bananas have spots too. Here's one with an appeal.
Oh,
Oh, goodness. Alrighty. AFK, take it away. Who are you? Who are you, AFK? What's your deal? Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm not gonna say because it's a secret.
Oh,
But yeah, you can find me at AFK Bard on Twitter and on YouTube. It's pretty easy. And yeah, I read stuff on Fridays and Sundays. And I'm currently reading Jurassic Park. I've mentioned that before, but figured I'd say it again. And thanks for having me on here. It's really nice being on here with you guys, in Cast and Theme Park Casual. I see you in chat all the time. And Jay, y'all are really cool. And everybody in chat too.
I mean, honestly, I got to tell you guys, I feel very lucky and fortunate to have been able to meet a pretty good group of friends, you know. I don't even know how long ago it was. It might have been a couple months. It might have been like 4 or 5 months, but I was invited onto a stream by Thomas Gilkey, and then I met him. I met AFK Bard. I met Orts Board, and you know, it's been really fun. It's been really fun getting to know you guys. And with that said, you know, anyhow, Theme Park Casual, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
All right. Well, I'm going to do this the right way and say thank you, Mongo, for inviting me on.
oh, wait a twist
you.
tonight.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
It hurts.
and thank you to the panel. You guys have been great. You know, like I said, this is the first time I've been on a stream. I've been in the chat. Feel like I know you guys, most of you, and it was just cool hanging out with you guys. So I appreciate it. Hopefully, I can do it some more. And you can find me on Twitter at Casual Theme. I dig theme parks and roller coasters and all that kind of stuff, and just like to dip my toe into random fandoms and obviously stalk people.
No, honestly, no joke. I would love to have you on again. You know, if there's ever anything that you'd like to talk about, you know, just contact me. You know how to find me, and I'd totally be down to have a good stream with you, my man.
Yeah, I'd like that. I'd actually like to pick your brain on the Godzilla and kaiju stuff.
Oh, yes. I love that. You guys already know I love that kind of stuff.
there should be a
just
quiz
look at this.
show.
Look at that right there. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. And that gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then that.
Oh yeah.
I'm just putting up all these different overlays. Look at that.
Baby,
That was a fun one right there.
there. Oh yeah.
And of course,
We're
And of
watching
course,
Mongo's
this works
porn
out
right now.
perfectly. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that gorgeous piece of artwork
that's
there.
my work. Dang.
No,
Oh,
I don't
thanks,
believe you.
Mongo.
I don't believe you. With that said, let's bring it up here with J Accent J. Tell us a bit about yourself, and yeah.
Why, thank you very much. But in all seriousness, actually, thank you for having me on again. Every time you have me on, it seems to build my confidence that much more. An awesome panel, AFK, Yeti, all of y'all. I mean it from my bottom. I mean, of my heart. Not. I don't mean it from my bottom. I just mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. My bottom's fine. But it's more from the
you might want to get a doctor to check up on that.
I do need to go see a doctor.
I got your best interest at heart, Jay,
why it would be on my bottom, but I do need to see a doctor for that. Anywho, onward and upward, as I say. You can catch me on YouTube if you're so inclined. My YouTube is dead right now because I haven't put anything up on it in quite some time. But I'm trying to do new things. I do have some stuff coming up, but the editors that I'm working with are a little slow at getting some of the things that I need to me. But you'll find all sorts of things. If you go back to the beginning when I started on YouTube, you'll find weird, silly, random, goofy stuff to drama and skits to me doing showcasing my vocal work, whether that be singing or doing voiceovers, impressions, and all sorts of stuff like that. Even some creepypasta narrations, original creepypastas, some of them. And that's what the YouTube channel is. On top of that, I also have my art. So like I said, you can catch me on Twitter, Facebook. Just type in something along the lines of Accent Art. And you'll be able to find me. That's ECCENTART. ECCENTART. And also, I am, I think, on top of that, and I was trying to finish a sentence at the beginning here with theme park, is that I'm a little bit like him. When I started Twitter, I was out to find people who, not so much as an echo chamber, but more so just trying to find like-minded people who were just ticked off about how Disney kind of railroaded Star Wars and all that stuff. And, I'm a collector. I still have some of the pictures. I have the movies. I have some of the toys I had from the past, collector stuff. And sometimes when I hear people talk about how hurt they were by seeing these films, it does cause a tear because, hey, I've been there too. It may not be exactly 100% the same as the next Joe down the street or whatever, but it's still a very similar situation, and I can sympathize with that. But yeah, I think that's
get the candy corn off there.
Oh, well, here's something better. Harvest
Oh, wait, we're on candy corn now.
It's not better.
Oh,
sweet.
It just killed the mood.
It was going so well.
I know.
It's all over my face.
My way of telling you to get out of here, you crazy kids. No, just kidding.
Protector of the candy corn, man. That's with the protector of the candy corn, man. Come at you, bro. Don't do it.
Oh my goodness. All righty. Well, folks, it's it's been a busy week in the world of Mongo. I went on a few streams this week. I was invited on a few streams. I've had a very fun time, and it's all kind of been leading up to this. Team Candy Corn, of course. Hail my brother. Sci-Fi from ETV. The people have spoken. The chat has spoken. There we go.
Yeah.
We will end this on a beautiful image of candy corn.
Oh,
Yay!
why you got to ruin a good time?
Jump in a whole pool full of them. It's a good time. What are you talking about? Melt it down and pour it over your body.
Thank you, theme park.
I hate you people.
We will start a revolution.
Yeah, I forgot about that theme park. Oh my goodness.
Candy corn.
I'm a huge fan of
Yummy.
harvest corn, the chocolate.
Hey,
candy
what
corn.
would you
I
say?
am questioning everything about you now.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Mongo. What would
Yeah.
you think if there were an actual candy corn kaiju?
Oh,
He'd
I mean,
be gone
honestly,
before- he'd be gone
I'd be into the coloration
You're
alone.
right
Ooh.
Oh no. Imagine it. He's like built like he's a bajillion pieces of Legos. Only it's all candy corn. So whenever you touch him, candy corn just flies off of him. And he just grabs
This is the nightmare. You are writing a horror story.
Big breath of fire.
Yeah,
No, forget about the fire. We got the candy corn spilling out of his mouth.
He probably poops those candy corn pumpkin things.
Oh,
Oh.
spilling into the
I'm gonna have nightmares.
This is what you'll see at night.
We know what was inside the Ark of the Covenant now.
This beauty right here. Look at this.
Oh,
How I see candy corn, how
So
others see candy corn.
oh man, better than Baby Yoda.
Good.
Baby candy
Baby
corn with
Yoda.
nuggies.
He'd love that stuff. But anyhow, you guys have been great. Check out all of these different people, whether they're on YouTube or on Twitter, whether it's their art, their crafts, all the things that they do. I know that for myself, I am consistently impressed by each of these people, whether, whatever they end up doing. And, I'd be remiss if I didn't show this gorgeous thing. Look at this. Look at that icon. Theme park casual right there. Gorgeous. Oh,
Great job.
Oh, I even got them up in, I can put them in the corner. Look at that. I got that. There.
Whoa.
Anyhow, I'd be remiss if I didn't, I always try to have this King Kong one up when I do the King Kong books, Oh, I already got that up.
Nice.
Love it. You should have him Oh, sorry, I just about swallowed my mic. Jeez. You should have him gnawing down on a friggin' pineapple.
Oh, a pineapple. Okay, I thought you were going to say banana, but anyhow. But look at that. There's a regular pineapple logo. And, I've been making a bunch of thumbnails here and there on Canva. Just, it's something to try out. But anyhow.
I still want to see the pineapple on a T-shirt on King Kong. I think that would be perfect for you.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I want a Mongo's Big Thing shirt with King Kong holding pineapples. I want that. I'd freaking wear that.
Pineapple apple pen.
What?
The pineapple apple pen. Have you seen that, Jay? Are you aware of that?
King Kong.
Oh, man. Goodness.
Just imagine King Kong, and he's like, I have a pen. I have a
pen.
Yeah, that'd be a sick
Well,
thing.
ASMR by our friend King Kong.
Well, everybody, it's been a wonderful chat. It's been a wonderful stream here. Big thanks to everybody who came into the chat and who shared this out. Big thanks to all of the people who are in the stream right now and who visited the stream. Big thanks to all of you guys. Make sure you guys stay safe out there and make sure that you don't.
Over the line!
I should have said go over the line, but whatever. See you guys later.